Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm doing a different type of video today. It's more of a dark video. Every Saturday I pick a card, as you might have seen in my last video, to receive a message from King Lucifer. Yesterday I did my uploading of my video for the last quarter moon. You might have seen it. It was a video about healing, and it was an intuitive pick up pile of cards and tarot cards reading, as well as a little bit of scrying. Today I am going to do what I didn't do yesterday because I was uploading the video and I was tired. I fell asleep early. So today is actually Sunday. Even though I do my card reading for Lucifer on Saturday, I thought I'd do something a little specialer today for myself and for you to watch. I am planning to ask some questions to Lucifer and draw some tarot cards in regards to how Lucifer feels like he can answer those questions. So I have prepared myself, and I will be allowing Lucifer to answer through me, through the cards that he picks through me. So I don't know if this is going to be a little bit of a dark video for some of you, and maybe you aren't interested in that sort of thing, but I do embrace my dark feminine side just as much as my light masculine energy side. So I'm thirsty, just a sec. That being said, let us invite Lucifer here today to speak on his behalf. I just want to take a little moment of silence because this isn't a joke. And for those of you who think that it's a joke, I feel sorry for you. And if you do think it's a joke, I would suggest you click out, because I don't think you should watch this for curiosity's sake. I thought I would start with reading the 9 Anton LaVey commandments as far as the Satanic Bible is concerned. But I think what I'm going to start with is just doing a little scrying session. This was the book, and I might read a few commandments from there just to give you an idea. If you've never read the Satanic Bible by Anton LaVey, perhaps you've never had your hands on a copy. I must admit I haven't read the whole book. I've barely read any of it, but from what I have read of it, I do appreciate the intelligence in this book. This is what Anton LaVey looked like. And this is how you spell his name there. So it's called the Satanic Bible. I have a deck of cards called Tarot of the Little Prince, and this is the deck that I've been using in the past few weeks to draw a card, which I post on my Instagram every, as I said, Saturday. However, yesterday I didn't get a chance to do it. So today I'm going to go ahead and do something a little more special. I'm going to be asking 5 questions that pertain to Lucifer, and I'm asking them directly to him, and we're going to see how he chooses to respond through me. So I have the cards here, and they're already shuffled. And I'm just going to put them down to the side of me here for now, just to kind of look into the scrying ball, the crystal ball. Lucifer, what is wrong? How can I be of service? How can I be a cooperative person to allow you to reveal yourself today? Through the scrying ball, perhaps there's a message you would like me to find. imagining John Lennon I'm imagining how John Lennon always dreamed of a better world. Thank you, Lucifer. I get the message from the scrying ball that what Lucifer is saying is that he imagines a better world. And I suppose he brought up the idea of John Lennon to me because my father used to listen to the Beatles quite frequently, and John Lennon was my favorite Beatle. And as you know, John Lennon was always the type of individual who imagined a more free world for everybody. And I take it that that characteristic of wanting the better of humanity is one that Lucifer is showing me through that crystal ball just now, showing me that he isn't someone who's wanting the world to be a bad place the way so many Christians and Christian sects appear to make him be. So let's just read a couple of the 9 satanic statements. So I guess I'll read as many as I can, but there's 9. I did say a couple. Regi Satanas, Ave Satanas, Hail Satan. 1 of the 9 satanic statements. 1. Satan represents indulgence instead of abstinence. 2. Satan represents vital existence instead of spiritual pipe dreams. So perhaps I'll read another few more later on, but let's go ahead and start to ask some questions to Lucifer. And when I say Lucifer, I mean the same spirit that is also known as Satan. All right, let me just do as little as possible. I've already shuffled these cards and I'm already nervous as it is because I don't in any way, shape, or form feel that if I don't do this the right way that I will make him look bad, because I know that as an ex-Christian myself and as a human being, I'm prone to making mistakes, and I don't want to do any more harm to the name of Lucifer than his name has already been dragged through the mud by those who hate him, even though they don't really know him. I'm just going to look at the crystal ball again. I feel like there might be some other messages. I'm sorry if this is on the fly for you, but I'm really going with my intuition here. I'm seeing an individual. It's almost like it's the cloth that has the imprint of Jesus's face imprinted on it. So I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the cloth that has Jesus's face imprinted on it. It is the cloth that they say was used to wipe Jesus' face while he was on the cross. And they meaning archaeologists and people who look for ancient relics, have on many occasions said that they have found it. And I guess the reason why Lucifer is bringing up that cloth to me is he wants me to know that he's not opposed to Christians. It's a myth that Christians have that Satan is against them, because he is not against Jesus. So let's go on with the message. Okay. So number 1, the first question that I have out of 5 questions. So the first question to Lucifer I have is, who are you, Lucifer? Who are you at the core of your being? Who are you at the core of your being, Lucifer? So we have the Page of Swords. I'm sorry if this is... The ring light is causing a lot of problems. Let me just fix it. I still think that's causing too many problems. Here we have the Page of Swords. Now that you've seen the card, I'm going to answer the question, who are you at the core of your being, Lucifer? Lucifer says, I am just like you. He says, you see this young boy in the picture. He's growing in his knowledge. He's paying attention to the elements around him. He's using his ears to hear the sounds of the wind. He's using his hand to cup his ear to further hear the sound of the wind. Yes, I am Lucifer. Yes, I do repeat myself. And you have no idea how many times I've had to repeat myself to people. So the question was, who are you at the core of your being, Lucifer? I am just like you. I question, and I get in trouble for questioning. I strive to be the best version of myself. I strive to bring the best out of the people that I interact with. I must admit, I do use my mind quite a bit in ways that I have been chastised for doing so. But at the core of my being, yes, I am an angel, but I am just like you, a spiritual being, and so are you, a spiritual being. At my core, you and I are wanting the same things, are desiring the same things, and just want to be loved. So that's the Page of Swords again. I'm thankful for that message. I'm thankful that Lucifer allowed me to channel that message for him. I'm just going to put my cards back together. Let's read a couple more of the laws the 9 satanic statements. I'm sorry, they're not laws, they're statements. So the third of the 9 satanic statements says, Satan represents undefiled wisdom instead of hypocritical self-deceit. I'm only going to read one because that's a lot to take in. Satan represents undefiled wisdom. Instead of hypocritical self-deceit. Satan represents kindness to those who deserve it, instead of love wasted on ingrates. That's the fourth of the 9 satanic statements. So the second question I have for Lucifer today, and allowing him to give a message, a very in-depth message today through the 5 questions instead of the 1 card that I usually draw. I'm drawing 5 and I've added a question to each one. So the second question that I have in regards to Lucifer, which I ask Lucifer to speak through me to answer his question. How do you view humanity, Lucifer? So the question is to Lucifer, how do you view humanity, Lucifer? The answer we have here is the 9 of Swords. So I'm going to look at the card and allow Lucifer to speak through me in regards to what I see. Why are you crying? That is the question I have for humanity. You don't know how to open your eyes. You have your hands on your eyes like this and you're crying and you're not seeing. Why are you crying? Why are you blocking your vision? Why are you using an outdated belief system, and several at that outdated belief systems, to maneuver through the world as it is now? Ask me questions, and I ask you, why are you crying? Don't you know you are the creators of your own life? And the question was, how do you view humanity, Lucifer? I view myself as your father, because I know that so many of you, I know that so many of you, Lucifer says, are a part of who I am. You may reject that, but I was the first one to question. And I know you question so often. And I know you'll find the answers. So how do I view humanity, Lucifer says? Through the 9 of Swords, he says this to me. I want to be your father. And when I say I want to be your father, I mean I want to be your friend. And when I say that I, Lucifer, want to be your friend, I mean I know that you're growing. I know that you want my attention, and I'm willing to give it to you, because I view humanity not as a lost cause, but as a prize to be fought for. So that was the 9 of Swords. So I said I had 5 questions, and that's the first and the second. Just gonna light this up a little bit. So this is just time. It has a really it actually clears energy just like sage. For some reason, everybody is always only thinking about sage, and the fact of the matter is I made this. I dried the thyme myself. I put a cinnamon stick on it, and I rolled it up, and I did that because cinnamon actually adds potency to any spell or desired outcome. So I'm just putting this around here before we get on to the next thing. I'm feeling I don't know. Anyway, let's get on to the next few statements. Excuse me. So the fifth of the 9 satanic statements written by Anton LaVey, the fifth one is, Satan represents vengeance instead of turning the other cheek. The sixth of the 9 satanic statements, Satan represents responsibility to the responsible instead of concern for psychic vampires. Thank you, Lucifer. Alright guys, I hope you're enjoying this video so far. I know it's a little bit heavy and a little bit more in depth. Maybe a little bit more in depth into Lucifer than you've ever been. But let's just carry on. If you want to know what the answers to the third, fourth, and fifth questions are, stick around. I'm going to keep doing that now. I really feel like I want to pull out my crystal ball again just for a few moments. Sorry, it's on top of my card. Okay. Lucifer has a message, and I'm adequate enough to find this message, even though I feel so inadequate. I'm not very confident, but I know that none of us are, and that we still have to go through with certain things that we feel led to do and led by our heart to accomplish. Something is being pulled in and pointed out. Pulled into the view and pointed out. Pulled. The message I got right now is that the answer resides within you. Thank you, Lucifer. So we had the first, second, and now we have the third question for Lucifer. The third question that I have for you, Lucifer, if you would be kind enough to answer, is, how can we get to know you, Lucifer? We have the 5 of Cups. It's going to take time. You will have to delve into yourself. You will have to acknowledge your emotions. How can you get to know me, Lucifer? Getting to know me is getting to know yourself. Understanding how I feel is understanding yourself. As I said, I am just like you. You have many emotions as a human being, I know. And I feel for you. And I'm sad for you. And I don't care about myself. And I don't care if you don't want to get to know me, Lucifer says. Lucifer says, you can get to know me if you really want to. Just follow your heart. But I ask one thing from you. Get to know yourself. And then let other things follow. Thank you. So I'm going to put the cards back together. Nice message. So the seventh of the 9 satanic statements it's a longer one, so we'll just read this one for now. Number 7 of the satanic statements. Satan represents man just another animal, sometimes better, more often worse than those that walk on all fours, who, because of his divine, spiritual, and intellectual development, has become the most vicious animal of all. Thank you. Let's read the crystal ball again. I'm going to change positions. You don't want to see. You have an icy heart. You see me as alien. Lucifer says, you see me as a foreign identity. Mo does not. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and ask the 4th question from Lucifer. So the 4th question that we have for Lucifer is, what is one thing, one message that you, and I say King Lucifer, would like us to know at this time? So one thing, one message that you, King Lucifer, would like us, both myself and my YouTube watchers, to know at this time. And what card did we get? We got the 7 of Cups. Let me see. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cups in the sky. So what is that one thing, King Lucifer, that you would like us to know at this time, both myself and the YouTube watchers here? He says, I am Lucifer. I am timeless. Alright guys, so the next, the 8th of the 9 satanic statements by Anton LaVey. The 8th one is, Satan represents all of the so-called sins, as they all lead to physical, mental, or emotional gratification. I'm going to take out the crystal ball again just for a little bit. There are many things I can teach you. About landscapes, about planets, about the cosmos, about the stars, about the speed of light, about the colors, the prismatic colors that enter your eye. I am a teacher. I am Lucifer. Thank you, Lucifer. Thank you, Lucifer. So let's go on with the fifth question that we have for Lucifer, guys. The fifth question that I will draw a tarot card from the Little Prince Tarot deck for and ask Lucifer. The fifth question is, how can we thank you, Lucifer, and show our gratitude to you today? Question mark. I'm going to take the card on top this time. So we have the Knight of Cups. And I'm just going to ask the question again, just so that you guys can remember what the question was. It was, Lucifer, how can we thank you and show our gratitude to you today? I don't need gratitude. I don't need thankfulness. I've been living this way a long time. I'm used to the hate. I'm used to the lies. I'm used to the darkness of humanity. So guys, that was how can we thank you, Lucifer, and show you our gratitude today. And I guess the answer was that he doesn't want gratitude and he doesn't need to thank you. But so I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, blessed be. Bye guys.